Gonky,
Yes, sir.
back to the fatties.
This is a pretty, it's not really an article, it's more of a video, but they captured this A-340 on takeoff, presumably hitting some wind shear, and it actually lands again before it takes off. So I don't know, Doug, will it play? Maybe. Oh. Make it large.
That's what she said.
I'm glad you said that because I was thinking that, and I was like,
it would have been way cooler if you had. Just so you know,
I've had to filter myself, and I forget where I'm at.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yay! You put the wrong runway in the box. So
you think so? I don't know. From me watching it here is a little bit herky jerky. Was it smooth
PowerPoint mode?
Was it in PowerPoint mode?
We're in PowerPoint mode right now. Doug's internet's worse than Gonky's dial-up.
How about now?
No.
It's a faster PowerPoint. They're airborne.
It's like they're clicking real fast.
Here they hit the windshear. Oh, there she is. Touches back down again. Count it. One landing.
It's like Mover's first landing in the P-51 in DCS.
Yeah, pretty wild.
Do they leave the gear down?
Well, dude, they just took off.
No, I mean, do they? I mean, I would think. Like, I'm wondering, depending on how much of an impact, you might leave the gear down because you're worried about.
It was pretty smooth. I know the PowerPoint presentation here did not show it accurately, but it was fine. It was actually like the left main just squeaked on, and then it became airborne again. But I don't know. Hey, we trained for Windshear. I know. I just did my 6 month. We do every 6 months, and we train for this as airline pilots. And I don't imagine the A340 is similar to the A320, but there's most of your modern airliners, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mover, but probably the 738 has some sort of Windshear radar warning, right?
Oh yeah. It'll tell you.
Yeah, so you can turn on, and if they tell you if there's if it's red ahead, that's bad, right? So there's onboard systems. There's other you can use other aircraft too, right? Pilot reports, but to me it's a little bit odd because it looked like a pretty nice day. Now, windshear happens on nice days, but I don't know. What do you think, Mover?
I mean, it's mountainous area, right? Winds can shift, and suddenly you've got thing. I just wonder if it's so. It kind of reminds me of not really a problem in the Vipers per se, but A-10 folks have had this a lot. Where, in fact, I knew a guy who was call sign was like skip, because you take off and then you're heavy, it's hot, high, and they take off, they get airborne, and then it settles. And then they get back airborne again, usually with the gear already up. But the ones I've heard, but I mean, I can see it either way, where you take off, you rotate, you get a little bit of lift, and then something, you're just not quite flying, and you touch back down, get that speed back. Although that does scrub a little bit of speed and then take off. But I don't know, Mace, what do you think?
I mean, I think it's happened in the Viper, even you put the gear up too early and you settle a little bit as that happens. But I mean, I saw some stuff about they possibly had a tailwind on takeoff, so they lost a little bit of lift. What's your criteria in the airlines for putting your gear up? Is there a delay more than there is in our background?
Yeah.
So just the positive rate. There's not a longer delay than that.
Well, it is a longer delay because a positive rate is much different than a configured fighter. In the Viper, it was like, okay, I got 1 foot positive rate, gear up. This is more like positive rate, gear up. It's a
dance. It's a dance.
There's two people now, so it's not like you're in your noggin going positive rate, gear up. It's positive rate, Jim, gear up.
Good thing.
I think I just did that backwards, but you get my point.
Yeah. In Airbus, it's positive climb. So None of this rate nonsense.
Well, that's actually probably your airline. That's your FOM.
I don't know, dude.
It's probably.
I mean, they were up. They were
climbing. Yeah,
they were climbing.
Yeah.
But Mace, in the Windshear procedure, you don't change configuration, so you hold what you got until you fly out.
I don't buy Windshear. I buy tailwind. I think tailwind sounds a lot more realistic.
Yeah,
with a little bit of an early.
They rotated early. They lost a little lift.
I've only done it in the sim in the Airbus, and you're supposed to stay in the flight director. And the A340 looked like it pitched over a little, which was a little unusual to me. And when I've done this in the sim, I don't remember that happening, but I'm in my own little, I'm just trying to keep the cross on my display. But that struck me as a little odd when I saw that. I can't think of any procedure that would call for that. Now I have done something like that to avoid birds on takeoff. Like we took off and there's a whole flock of birds, and I just eased the stick forward just to keep us from flying through them. So I don't know, but not Windshear. But I don't know. I'm not saying, maybe they did Windshear. I don't know.
Yeah, I was looking. I guess the A340 is just like, so it's side stick just like you guys. It's not, because that was the A300 that has the
300 and 310, the older ones. Yeah, there's a meal tray there. You got to eat.
I mean, look, conspiracies abound. Could be anything. It really could.
Yeah. Well, they kept going allegedly. So I mean,
Did they make it to their destination? Did you die?
But did you die? Yeah. No. Thankfully, everybody's okay. It was a little abnormal, but
maybe the FO needed to log a landing before he went out of currency.
I've been there. Dude.
Solid technique.
I usually bounce my landings, not the takeoff. Although the bar has been raised.
You think that triggered the FOCA? Like, you think they got a call?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, it'll tattle on you.
Yeah, of course it will. Dude, they did paperwork for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Because I think, dude, all the weight on wheel stuff is on the left.
Oh, jeez.
It's like, we're landing again.
Anyway,